All right, fellas. So today we're talking about getting rid of those titties. All right. Listen, there's an epidemic out here. I see a lot of dudes in the gym or just out at grocery stores and stuff like that, and they got bigger titties than they girl. All right. Now, this could be a confidence like booster when you really get rid of your titties. Now, when I was super skinny, I had like little titties, which was disgusting. And then when I got fat 230 ish around that range, I had some big titties. I was like, yeah, I'm not taking my shirt off. I'm putting it literally looks like I'm milking or some shit. You see what I'm saying? So once you actually get rid of those man boobs, you will feel way more confident. All right. Like we all know, having man boobs sucks fucking ass. All right, the shit hangs in your shirt. You really can't hide that shit, bro. You literally, even if you wear a big ass jacket, you can't hide it. It's just gonna hug your shirt. All right, literally. You're probably gonna avoid taking your shirt off. Like I said, that shit sucks. It literally takes away a lot of your confidence because it's like you might see other people taking their shirt off at the beach or like at the gym. There's a lot of outdoor gyms and shit like that. So you might be at the gym and you're just working out and then you see someone take your shirt off. You're gonna be hating on them though because you're not there yet. But in reality, when you do get there, you'll be proud of yourself, but you won't take your shirt off because of that. You feel insecure, right? Even if you got a girl or whatever, when you take off your shirt before you smash, you might still feel like kind of self conscious about it, right? So once you fix it, your confidence is gonna go up like crazy. You're gonna be more confident taking your shirt off. You don't get way much. It's like it's a centerpiece to your physique as well, right? Like the chest, that's a centerpiece to your physique. All right, so before we get into this, let's go over this Gyno versus man boob shit. Listen, most of you guys have man boobs, all right? Most of you guys have man boobs, and you say it's gyno because gyno you'd have to get surgically removed and shit like that. And like, obviously, you guys always want to play the victim, which is why you have man boobs in the first place. But generally, it's just that your body fat percentage is high as shit. All right, if you're above 20% body fat, it's guaranteed you have man boobs. It is what it is. Your estrogen level is going to be higher because your hormones are going to be out of balance because you have so much excess fat. All right, once you get down to between 7 and 12. If you still have like a lot of lower chest fat, then yeah, you have gyno. But most people, they just have a lot of man boobs because they're like 300 fucking pounds. If you're 300 pounds and you're like, yeah, I got gyno, no, you don't, bro. You just have a lot of fat. All right, that's the good news, which means you could lose it. All right, let's get into exactly how you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna build a chest so you can have a better chest and gain your confidence back. Type shit. All right. So number one is your body fat percentage. Like I said, when I was 230, right? I was cooked. Simple. All right. Same amount of chest that I was at 230, except way more lower chest at 230, and it wasn't as defined. You see what I'm saying? Like once you lose a lot of fat, you lose a lot of lower chest fat, and then you start to look more aesthetic. Simple shit. All right. Very, very simple shit. All right. And by the way, like I told you guys, you want some good lighting? There is a white light above, and there's sunlight coming in from the left. All right. If you have a mixture of cool and warm light, that's the best lighting, period. Anyways, most underrated way of getting rid of your man boobs is literally losing body fat, guys. Your body fat percent is the most important thing. Like I said earlier, 20+% body fat. Yes, you have man boobs. I don't care who you are. You're gonna have man boobs. All right. You can be super muscular, have a really good chest. When you're 20+% body fat, man boobs. Simple, simple, simple. All right, because we tend to store a lot of fat in our lower chest. Obviously, lower stomach, lower back. Simple shit. We always ask what exercise we should do, but people never ask like, "Hey man, like, should I reduce my body fat?" I've never heard someone say that. It's always like, "Yo, what do I do for my chest?" And I look at the person and I'm like, "Dude, you lack self awareness." Like people will come up to me and they're like, "Yo, your chest looking crazy, bro. You got a crazy chest, bro. But how did I get my chest like that?" And I just look at them. I'm like, like I saw their stomach from my periphery. I'm like, dude, you're like literally 50% body fat, and you're asking about what chest exercises. Do you even exercise? Is the question. What do you eat? You see what I'm saying? So once you start losing fat, like I said, you're gonna lose fat everywhere, including your lower chest fat. I know someone's gonna comment like, "You can't spot reduce fat." Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about losing fat everywhere. Jesus. All right, fix your nutrition. All right, you want to increase your healthy fats, obviously. Some eggs, some steak. Yeah, I know that bitch is like fucking medium rare, and you guys, or that's basically rare. That shit's good as fuck though. This shit was gas, yo. I ate this shit yesterday. Fire as hell, bro. Fire as hell. But yeah, surround yourself with healthier foods, man. You guys be eating some like honestly, you guys are grown men eating pizza, drinking beer, and wondering why your stomach's big as hell and why you have man boobs. You're eating unhealthy shit 24/7. Stop eating soy and highly processed foods. All right. Eat more testosterone boosting foods. Eat higher protein. Eat in a calorie deficit if you have a lot of fat to lose. Very simple. Eggs, red meat, butter, chicken, ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, salmon, seafood, pasta, rice, all that shit. And stop frying everything. Stop frying everything. Stop eating all chicken with the skin on it. Like, track your calories and take this shit seriously. All right. Workouts to prioritize. Now, if you have man boobs, you shouldn't be doing decline bench. You shouldn't be doing flat bench. Or you want to prioritize the incline Smith machine, the incline dumbbell, the incline barbell, and some hammer strength machines that are like incline, or they have like chest press machines that are incline. You want to focus on the upper chest because when you work the upper chest, you also work the lower chest. But if you just work the lower chest, you're not going to hit the upper chest as much. So then you'll have gorilla titties. Simple. Now, of course, you want to have a muscular chest, so you can finish off your workout with like some dips or some flat dumbbell press. That'll help as well. Now, this is not my current workout. This is very high fucking volume. This is what I did when I was bulking like what 5, 6 years ago. Yeah. This is what I was doing when I was bulking 6 years ago. Now I know a lot of you guys can't do dips and shit like that, but I would do like 15 dips and like 15 pull-ups. I was like 210, but or what was that, 200? Some shit like that. This is when I was bulking, all right. So I do sets of incline bench, but before I did that, I would do the cable flies. Very, very lightweight though. I'm not like fucking I'm not putting like 200 pounds on the cable fly, 150. I'm literally just getting blood flow in my chest. You can really erase that because the way I do it, yes, I get a decent pump, but I'm pre-exhausting. I'm not like working, super super hard. Like a lot of people, if they do the cable flies, they'll do like, they'll do 20 reps, but they'll do a weight that they could only do for 20 reps. Like when I do 10 to 15 reps, I can probably do the weight for about, 30 reps, but I'm just really squeezing, getting a warm up before I get into my actual, incline bench. Then I go to incline bench. If the barbell was taken, I would do Smith. Obviously, now I only do Smith. I rarely, rarely do incline. But I would do 155, 20 reps. Just get some more blood flow, and then 185, 12 to 15 reps. Now you might say this is high volume, but usually people who do quote unquote lower volume, they count these as warm up sets. That's the only difference between this workout and their workout. They count a lot of this shit as warm up sets. Like they wouldn't include this. They wouldn't include these two sets, right? Because people call it like feeder sets. So they would be doing quote unquote two sets. They would count 245 and 275, and they'll say everything else is just a feeder set. That's what some people say, but it's the same volume overall. All right. Then I do some incline dumbbell. Probably do like 110s for 3 sets of 8 to 10. Then I do hammer strength. Then I do some machine press, cable flies, and then usually finish off with dips. But I used to do dedicated chest day, so this was my only chest day. Now I do push pull legs and then push pull. But this was an older workout, but this helped build a lot of my chest. Um, you know. But today, I generally give clients more cable flies and more Smith machine and things like that because that's definitely, in my opinion, the best, and that's what I do now. But this is just like an older workout that I used to do. Also, making sure that you're working your back and your shoulders. Obviously, it's going to widen your increase your V taper, and it's going to make your chest look more aesthetic as well. So that's very important as well. Now, you want to optimize your hormones naturally. Like I said, your estrogen is going to be really high. Your testosterone is going to be a little bit lower when you have excess body fat. So, like I said, you want to increase your protein intake, increase your healthy fats, and then decrease all the sugary, goofy shit that you've been eating. All this Skittles and goofy goober type shit you guys eat. All right, stop doing that shit. And of course, be consistent with incline bench and get strong. All right. My my chest was obviously smaller when I was inclined. Let's just go incline Smith machine. I was doing like a 25 on each side for like 10 reps. Once I got to doing, two plates and a 25 on each side for 10 reps, yeah, my chest was way bigger. Simple. Dumbbells, incline dumbbell. I was doing 35 pounds on the incline dumbbell when I started. Right? This shit felt so awkward. And then I got up to 130s for 7 reps. And I was like, okay, my chest is way bigger. Progressive overload type shit. Here's why most guys are going to fail. All right. The inconsistency is going to kill progress. There's too many people that say shit like, yeah, man. People say shit like they have standards, but then they don't because of their physique. So they'll say some shit like, yeah, man, like I really only hit incline bench sometimes. I be feeling, it be hurting sometimes. I don't do it all the time. Or people will say stuff about nutrition like, yeah, stay away from processed shit. It's like, why are you fat as hell then? But yeah, a lot of people quit 4 to 6 weeks in, which is literally insanely short timeline. Um, Before and after, timeline is usually like, I would say 12 months is a good time to give yourself to commit, but it's really 12 months of execution, not 12 months of fucking around and just saying I did the bare minimum. No, you didn't. You did not track everything. You didn't hit high protein. You didn't progressively overload. Those are the bare minimums. All right. You didn't build your overweight body overnight. You're not gonna fix that shit overnight. It's very simple, all right. But if you stay consistent, you will win. Stop negotiating with your non-negotiables. Your non-negotiables, if you're trying to hit your goals, is prioritize upper chest. Number one, be consistent in the gym. Number two, miss no sessions. Nutrition should be 10 out of 10 every fucking day. There's no reason missing nutrition literally makes no sense. It's literally something you control. There's no reason to miss nutrition. You miss nutrition, you're not serious about your goals. Simple shit, man. Simple shit. So like I said, eating a high protein calorie deficit, prioritize working your upper chest, avoid the candies, high sugary goofy goober type foods, lower your body fat percentage. 7 to 12% is going to be that range for sure. Be consistent and patient. All right. Nothing works without consistency and patience. Link is in the description for training. Like I said, if you're not serious, don't even fucking waste your time, applying. Because a lot of you guys are just not serious about your goals. It's been 20 years and you haven't started shit. All right. And anything you did start, you didn't finish that shit. So listen, if you do book a call, if you're not on it in the first minute, I am not you, bro. You're already cooked. All right. That's like if I were to go on a date with a chick and she comes 20 minutes later, some shit, I'm gone, bro. Fuck. Like if you're not serious about your goals, it's gonna show by what time you show up on the call. If you show up 10 minutes late, it's because literally you're not serious about your goals, which is exactly why you're fat. Simple shit. All right. Lock in, fellas. Lock the fuck in.